Let me see, maybe that will work. Okay, now I'm live. Let's see if this is working now, you all. Let's see. Hi, I'm Franny Knight, Urban KC founder and 18-year realtor. And I want to tell you that we are uh, prepared for 2025 to do these. Um, let me see, is this going? Well, I can't see that I'm live, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, and if you're here, you're here. If you're not, I will upload this, later, for those who didn't get into the live. Okay, so 2025, we are all about, we're calling it our Urban KC 1000 project, which we hope to include other realtors in this project. And what we're hoping to do is really focus in on helping first-time home buyers, particularly first generation home buyers, to buy a house. It is one of the hardest markets right now for first-time home buyers, first-time generation home buyers to buy a house because of the high prices of houses, because of the high mortgage rates. And we had hoped that mortgage rates would be going down by now. They have actually gone back up. And also taxes, if you were buying in Kansas City, taxes have gone up. Even in where we work a lot is east side of Kansas City, taxes have gone up. So because I personally believe I was a first time home buyer not too long ago, believe that or not. And I'm not a first generation home buyer because my father did buy our family home out in Rose Hill, Kansas, down by Wichita, Kansas. And although he didn't really teach me about buying a house and the benefits of it, but I did experience the benefits of living in a house from the time I was 7 years old until I graduated from high school. Um, so I didn't move around. We didn't rent. We didn't have to worry about being, not making our payments, getting kicked out. But so I experienced the one side of what it felt like to be not a first generation home buyer. But my dad didn't teach me the value of it from a um, wealth generation, equity. It just was a stable environment for me. So I'm very happy about that. But I want to, as one of my missions and visions at Urban Cool KC, is to help those who maybe don't see the value of owning a home versus renting, the value of it short term, long term, and the value of it is you build equity. And if you've never done it with real estate, it's hard to understand it. It's most likely, I know, because from the time I was out of my home until my 40s, I rented, and I was an entrepreneur, and I went through college. I paid for myself to go through college. I got student loans and grants and scholarships, and I was on a path to do what I love and make money. And I did that through education and entrepreneurship. But it seems like I never could get ahead because I never had enough capital to fund my entrepreneur projects and my business projects. And I was just always scraping. And I would always have to go get a job to support myself. And I was always renting. And it never occurred to me, nobody ever taught me that I could actually fund my lifestyle of being an entrepreneur and not wanting to work the 9 to 5 job by actually being in using real estate as equity building. So that's something I would love to help people, in addition to just owning a home, for the value of owning a home that gives you stability and the ability to do what you want in your own house, to live where you want, to design your house the way you want to have pets, and just basically have those freedoms, and also to have the freedom, not your rent going up. Now, there's no guarantee that your taxes won't go up. They probably will, but the price of your home's not going to go up. Your mortgage isn't going to go up. So having that stability helps, and then you can build equity over time. So having that, as well as possibly a way to fund a future career entrepreneurship, I think is also as valuable. All right. So in order to do that, if you're a first time home buyer in this market, when the prices are so high and the interest rate is so high, you are going to need some extra help. And so that's what we're going to do. 2025 for us at Urban Cool KC is all about the Missouri First Time Homebuyer Grant Program. You will hear MHDC. It is such a, I mean, it's not been an easy one for people to, what is MHDC? MHDC is the Missouri Housing Development Corporation. Look, we have a buyer's workshop. We're going to do one a month. This one is this Saturday. You can still get signed up. It's free. It's from 10 to 11:30. I'll post the link. I don't think anybody's on here yet because somehow this isn't working with Facebook yet. So I'll get the link to you all. It's all in our Facebook feed. You'll see it. Come to our workshop. We're going to go over this in more detail. We're going to have some a lender there to help explain this from the lender perspective. But the MHDC, we are going to start calling it this year what it really is, which is the Missouri Grant Program. And the Missouri Grant Program has two components, basically. There's more details to it, but it has two components. Component one is down payment assistance. So the down payment assistance is you can get up to 3.5% of down payment for an FHA loan and an additional 0.5%, 0.5, for a closing costs. Now, that's not going to cover all your closing costs. So you are going to need assistance from a buyer's agent to help you with getting your closing costs covered. If you don't have money saved up for down payment, then obviously you don't have money saved up for your closing costs. And here's the other thing. You are not going to be able to buy a house with $0 in your checking account or savings account. You're also not going to be able to with $500. Look, a minimum is $1,000, $2,000 to be closer, because you're going to have to pay for inspections. You're going to have to pay for appraisal. So inspections are $400 to $600, maybe a little bit more. Appraisals are $500 to $700. Just depends on that. You're going to have some moving costs. Fortunately, there are no deposit after the down payment is taken care of. You don't have deposits, so those are taken away. So to be safe, and also you're going to have a earnest money deposit, and typically that's 1% of the sales price. So I'm going to go through 4121 Montgall that we've posted. I'm going to go through how that works with the Missouri Grant Program, down payment assistance, and so we're going to help you figure out how you can do this. But if you don't have anything in your savings account, your job this year, in 2025, is to start putting money into a savings account. Now, look, if you could put $100 a month, $200 a month, I know, I've been there. I know sometimes that's a lot. By the end of the year, you could actually purchase a house with the Missouri Grant Program. So that's our goal this year. We have Urban KC 1000. Again, that's a citywide project goal. Within Urban Cool KC, we have Urban Cool KC 100, which is we want to help 100 buyers to buy a house that didn't think they could by using this Missouri Grant Program. Okay, so that's a quick intro. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring up a slideshow here to show you how this grant program works. Okay, so this is how you're going to just going to go through this real quick. This is the Missouri Down Payment Grant Program. If you want to get more information, you can go to mhdc.com, and then the Missouri Housing Development Corporation is a big corporation that has multiple programs, which is great. You should check them all out. But the one we're looking at is the home buyer. So you'll see a home buyer, first time home buyer program. So you got to go down to that. But I'm going to give you the highlights here. So here are the basics. So how do you qualify? First off, you have to uh, um, you have to not own a house right now or have owned a house within the last 3 years. That's how you qualify for this program. There are going to be a credit score, debt to income ratios, all these things you're going to have to work with a lender on those. But here are some basics. So the minimum credit score is 640. So look, if you don't have 640 on your credit score, if you haven't even checked your credit score, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to bite the bullet. Look, nobody, if you haven't done well with credit scores in the past, and you don't like looking at them, you're just going to have to do it, own up to it, and start working on it. We have some credit repair companies that can help you to start working on that. Remember, our goal is a year. You don't have to do it tomorrow. You don't have to do it by springtime, summertime. You can take your time to work on getting your credit score up to 640, but it does require a 640 credit score. Your debt to income ratio has to be 45% or less of you cannot have more of your 45% of your income cannot be going out to other things like car payments, student loan payments, what other debt that you may have. Maybe you have a Nebraska Furniture Mart payment. Anything that you have going out cannot be more than 45% of your income. And your gross annual household income must be within established limits. And we're going to talk about that. It's not like $40,000 a year. It's like upwards towards $100,000 a year. So it's pretty liberal. And you will see here in 1 second. So those limits are, I think these have changed. I need to change the slide. Okay, I'll do that later. Okay, right. So now you're going to start seeing non-targeted areas and targeted areas. So within Missouri, and these are by census tracts, and they're based on income and rental, the mix of rental in an area, and they change from year to year. We can look up the census tract for you to tell you whether a house fits into a targeted area or a non-targeted area. The 4121 Montgall house that I'm going to use as a demonstration does not fit into a targeted area. So we have to stick within the non-targeted area. You get a little bit better of a deal with your how much you can make goes up, and really that's about the best part of it's the income limit. So within Kansas City proper or Jackson County, well, these other counties also, you can make up, if you are a 1 or 2 person household, and that can be you and a spouse, or it can be you and a dependent, you can make up to 103,000. If it's 3 or more people, you can make up to 118,000. This is in non-targeted areas. Okay, so here is what homes what can you buy? What type of home can you buy? There's a price limit. I'll show you what that price limit is on the next slide. It can be a single family detached home. It can be a duplex that's at least 5 years old. It can be so you can buy a duplex, live in one side and rent out the other side. It's a great income idea generator. You can live in a semi-detached, which is like a townhouse, basically. Condominiums, townhomes. You can also buy a double-wide mobile home, modular manufactured houses. It has to be permanently attached to a foundation though, so it can't be mobile. Um, it can, it must not be in a 100-year floodplain, so we'd have to look that up. Here, the maximum purchase price. Again, we're just going to look at right now in the non-targeted area. It goes up in targeted areas. So for a one-family residence, so single-family residence, you can buy a house up to 510,000. If it's a duplex, you can buy up to 654,000. Okay, so this is okay. I'm going to skip this. This number is actually down to 5%. Is what we are currently at. It says 5.25% in government loans for non-down payment assistance. Okay, so you will get the option to either use the down payment assistance or to use the lower interest rate. And there are three different types of loans. Most of the loans that we are helping people with is FHA loan, which is 3.5% down. So if you are going to take 3.5% down payment assistance, then you cannot use the reduced interest mortgage rate. If you have down payment saved up, then you can actually get right now. I'm sorry, I got to update this screen. You can get a 5% interest rate. Now, if you buy a house in a target area, that census tract that I told you about, you can, that changes a little bit. So we'll look at those slides. We'll be doing that at our workshop. So again, we will at our workshop Saturday. And by the way, we're going to do a workshop every month. So stay tuned for those workshops and we'll bring up those census tracts for you and show you where to find those. Okay, so let me bring up my screen now. I'm going to share my screen here. So, okay, so this is the house that we posted. Hold on just a second. I got to get signed in. I thought it was. I hope if I put my right number in. Okay. All right. So this is the house we posted a couple of days ago. This is at 4121 Montgall Avenue. And we just thought this was we've getting a lot of hits on this house. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,662 square feet. And it has some of its original, we just love that it has some of its original hardwood. Isn't that beautiful? We love it. Okay, so so this is the house we're going to look at. Okay, now if you go to our website, when you click on our Facebook page and click on the link to any of the houses we post, and once you sign up, you just saw how I just got right back in by just putting in my name, my email address, and my phone number. That you can change it, but that's your password. It's easy to get back in. Okay, so down here you have a monthly payment calculator. You can do this on your own. You may not always have the information you need, but so the home price 155. We're going to put over here 3.5% is we're going to do an FHA 30-year fix interest rate. FHA right now is 5.75%, I believe. Estimated tax and insurance. That's this one. So this is about $98 a month. Change. And now this does not add in what this is missing is PMI, which is mortgage insurance. So that would need to be added in. And let me just check here real quick. That was our lender. Leader one is going to be helping us this Saturday. I love KC. And mortgage insurance, they told us is going to be 68 a month. So, unfortunately, I cannot add that in here, but so it's going to be almost 1,100 a month using the Missouri grant program to purchase this house. Okay, so that's what I posted. It could vary depending on if you're in a targeted area or not. Okay, let me come back here. So, stop sharing my screen. Okay, so that's just a quick basic of what we're going to be covering Saturday. And each month, we're going to alternate our buyers workshops. Again, we are concentrating on first-time home buyers and first-generation home buyers on our monthly workshops. Again, this Saturday at 10 o'clock, I'll post the link, or you can go to our Facebook page and you'll see the link there in our upcoming events. And so we're going to go through this in a little bit more detail. We also at our workshops, we're going to give you the steps of the process. Leader one, Emily and Ryan are going to be there to answer any questions of like, what do you need to start the lending process? What are the steps of the lending process? Marissa and I are going to go through 3 other examples of houses to show you how this grant works. We're not going to just do Kansas City houses. We're going to do a house up in North Kansas City that's not in Kansas City proper. So you can buy houses in other parts of Kansas City. We are going to stick within Missouri. Kansas does have a similar program to the Missouri grant program. We will talk about that as well briefly. We will also be talking about the maintenance inspection issues of house. You'll be seeing an actual inspection report and how to take that in of what an inspection report looks like. And we'll be giving you a checklist that'll be awesome for when you go look at houses. And what are some top things? We have 5 things that you should just like immediately look for when you're looking through when you're walking through a house, you're going through an open house. Without us being there, you can just go through this checklist, really 10 things, but 5 that we really want you to make sure you look at before you have an inspector look at the house. So if some of those things are kind of like off, then we just say move on from that house. Don't like you're going to spend 500 or more for an inspection. Look, if you're a first time home buyer, that especially a first generation home buyer, that could be money that you're not going to recover. And if you're saving money up for this year to buy a house, that's going to be quite a bit. So we're going to share with you that. We are also going to be putting together, hopefully by the end of January, a vision board workshop. It's going to be another bonus offering to help you to actually put together visually what you are hoping for to buy with your house and what you would like the house to be for you for your coming future. So look for that coming up. And I am glad you came. I'll post a link to this. If you have any questions, let us know. I'll post my calendar link to schedule a quick call with me if you have any questions right away. That'd be great. I'd love to answer those. And thanks for coming. And I'm going to stop this now. Here we go. Instruct.